Hello. Good afternoon, Calgary, Alberta, and good evening, Zambia and Impala. Impala time is now about 21:30, and here in Calgary, it's 12:30. I'm coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta, where I live and work. My name is Elias Munsha, and I'm very excited that you could join me today. So what I'll do here is I'll give you a few minutes to spread the word, send this link to as many people as possible, because we have a few things to discuss. It's been long ever since we came live to you. And the whole reason was because I had traveled from Calgary to Lusaka, Zambia. And I was all over the place in Zambia, visiting places. So I was in Zambia. And so now I'm back in Calgary. And so we're going to continue with our program. And so usually when you are a regular blogger and vlogger and everything else, you miss out 1 week, your followers move on. They begin following others. So you move out. And so we're going to reestablish the connection so that you know that I am back. Okay. So it was very, very exciting that I got to travel to Zambia to register as a voter. Now, I've just come back. I'm still a little jet lagged. Okay. So some of the things might not seem to be very coordinated. It's because of jet lag. I traveled from yesterday and arrived. I traveled the day before. That was a Wednesday, and I arrived Thursday. Canada is very close to Zambia. Within 24 hours, you actually make it back to Canada. It's globalization. The world is now a global village. Within 24 hours, you are on another part of the world. And so that is one of the exciting things that happened with me in my travel. Okay, back. Now that I'm back in Calgary, we can re-establish and reconnect. Okay, I can already see some questions, but I have sent you a link. So if you want to have a discussion with me, you can just click on the link and we can and I'll bring you live here. Okay, so Ali Akaliwa says, Mr. Munsha, what tribe are you? What tribe am I? I get this question very often. I don't know why. Ali, what do you think is my tribe? Okay, I am Ushi from Milenge, but I highly suspect that there could be a little bit more than Ushi here. So, so yes, both my mother and my father are Ushis, and we Ushis are matrilineal. So I follow my mother's and then follow her mother's clan and things like that. Okay, so Tulivena Luo, that's my clan from Milenge. And I got to visit Milenge on this trip when I was in Zambia. We drove with a very wonderful gentleman driver. We hired a Pajero from Lusaka and drove, believe me, from Lusaka to Zambia for the Bangweulu Expo Marathon. The 1 kilometer run around Zambia together with the team. It was wonderful. It was an experience I will never forget in Zambia. Of course, there was another runner there. I don't know him. I've never met him before, but okay, he was there. He did 10Ks. President Lungu did 10Ks. I did 21.1 kilometers. Okay, but I did see that there was, a lot of Kampengas, because when Lungu is running, you see so many Kampengas. I did not see him very clearly, but I'm told that indeed there was he was there, and I got to see, to just catch a glimpse of him. Okay, so did we run together in the Zambia marathon? Yes, we did. I did 21, he did 10. Okay, it was quite an interesting thing that happened there. And then after the marathon, that was on the 28th of November, immediately after the marathon, I decided to drive from Zambia to Milenge. And now that was quite interesting, because in my mind I was thinking I'll just go to Milenge, have lunch somewhere there in Milenge, and then on, I would go to the Copper Belt, to Chingola, to Impala, because I was trying to catch Impala as quickly as possible. But when we reached Milenge, particularly the road from Kasanka to Milenge, it's pretty bad. It was quite pathetic, you know. It's pretty bad. They've tried to make it wonderful and grade it a little bit, but it was very bad. For 79 kilometers, we did it in about two and a half hours, which was pretty a lot of time. But anyway, we got to Milenge. It was wonderful. I got to visit with my brother's family, my brother's spouse, because my brother is helping out with voter registration in Milenge West. So he was not available, and it was a very quick visit. So I just went, I visited with his wife, saw his young son, and that was amazing. And then they gave me a live chicken, a live rooster chicken. So we put it on the back of the Pajero, and after about a few minutes, we then started off from Milenge, hitting back to Mansa, hoping that we would cross Chembe, but we did not manage to do that. And so we had to spend another night in Mansa. And then the following day, which was a Sunday, we then managed to cross very late in the afternoon, and off we went and arrived in Chiwempala. Quite an amazing journey there. It was wonderful. Okay, so I think I've answered your question, Akaliwa. What is my tribe? Amushi, but they could be slightly more than that, and I think that's why. Yeah. Anyway, so that question is answered. Alfred Chisala, and welcome back, bro. Welcome back where? Here in Canada, because I came to Zambia and then I came back. I did not see you, Alfred. You see, you were hiding. You were telling me, come. I come to Zambia, I don't find you. When I'm back in Canada, that's when you are telling me to say welcome. Judge Joshua, you snapped me, boss. Where did I snap you? Where? No, there is no way I can snap Judge Joshua. All right. B. Mufonka, are you not in self-quarantine? Yes. So after arriving yesterday, I must be in self-quarantine for 14 days. Imagine. You know, that's why I'm coming to you live from home and not from my office. Okay? Because I can't go to the office until after 14 days. So I've already done, this is day 2. So 12 more days remaining before I get back to the office. But I'm still working. I'm working from home because what we have done is, for our law firm, so I have my office in the home as well as at the office. So I'm able to work just as if I'm in the office. No difference at all. I'm taking phone calls, answering emails, working on files. Everything is the same. We have basically just relocated our office into the home office, and I'm able to do everything. You know, and if you want to know, even the kind of hardware that I have, it's very similar. So I have a mic here that I use. I also have something similar at the office, you know, everything. So I've tried to replicate the hardware as much as possible. The only difference, of course, is the background, because it's a home office. There is very little flexibility I can do. But I'll try to work here for the next 12 days because I'm in quarantine. As far as exercise is concerned, I'll try to run in the house. So I'm going to be doing at least 5Ks every day in the house. Imagine. So it will just be from one ward to another until I do 5K. I hope so. That's my goal. But I don't know whether that is going to work. Honorable Oliver Kapamba. We missed your laugh. Thanks for being a patriotic citizen. Now, you're telling me that I'm patriotic because I came to register as a voter? Now, you see, it's extremely hard, you know? And I know that most of my colleagues in the diaspora who could not travel, it is because of the various restrictions they had. For example, I came over to Zambia, I come back, and I must be in quarantine for 14 days. Now, I'm flexible in the sense that I run my own company, so there is a little bit of flexibility there. But there are so many of our friends that might not be as flexible as I am, right? So I need to recognize that and appreciate it. And so it's not because most of my people are not as patriotic as I am. No, it's not of patriotism, but that at least I have flexibility that I can call upon in order to travel, register as a voter, and then be back on time to serve my 14-day quarantine. I think quarantine is being expected nearly everywhere else. And COVID numbers here are going high. So just recently, the government of Alberta has declared another public health emergency. So we are under a state of public health emergency in Alberta right now, which is likely to expire in about a month. Yeah, it will take about a month of public health emergency, and so it's a lot, right? But I do thank you for recognizing that it's a patriotic act to actually travel back home and register as a voter. Thank you for that. But I know there are so many of my friends that would like to register as voters here in the diaspora, but they are unable to. We hope that in future, the Electoral Commission of Zambia will look into enlisting its citizens who live abroad, right? So that they too can register as voters and participate in electing leaders of their country. I register prisoners. So if they can register prisoners, definitely they can find a way to register people, Zambians who are in the diaspora. Okay. Is Canada open now? No, it's still closed, but it's open if you are if you are exempt from certain guidelines, right? But I did manage to sneak back in, and now I'm serving my quarantine. Okay, David, following from Eastern of Zambia. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Rodam Kandawire. Supernatural laughter. No, this is not supernatural laughter. You know, the power laughter is done by a gentleman. The other gentleman, I don't know him, but I've watched a few videos of him and I've seen him laugh. But this is not supernatural laughter. This is just the same one. Okay, Kelvin Musukwa, good to have you back, Bakwetu. Thank you. Thank you. Richard Zulu, did you come to Chuempala? Yes, I was right at Chuempala Market. I was in Shingola for about 2 days. I was right at Chuempala Market, right by the corner, you know, between the stands. Kayaka Road, Kaya, aga pita pagati. Chuempala Market, Kayaka Road. So pa corner fie so. Epa abastandi yaba mayo senge. Epo tushitishe Tenge, you know, because we are a family of traders. We sell salaola, iftenge. Neftumbu at one time to allege tisha. Number, I don't know whether that tradition has continued. So, but tushtishenshi, tushtishe iftenge, parapakona. So that's where my cousins are, and I was also one of the customers. I even bought some iftenge. So yes. I was there for about 2 days, right? And then of course our house, Mayosenge's home is in Bwaliet Sanga. So I was there for some time as well. Okay? Yeah, so yes, I was in Chuempala. Hello, Chuempala. You are, feel free, just call me up and I'm going to show up. Any day you people of Chuempala want me, I'm coming. At why are you rushing? It's because the people of Chuempala are calling. Okay. Lazarus Tembo, you are Kasai from Ishidia. Okay. At you are Kasai from Ishidia. Adam Kasai from Kuish. It's you. Your allowance. If at least we Luapulans, there is even a river that demarcates Congo and Zambia. The river Luapula, you know. In Malawi, there isn't even a river. Chulu kumanafia ti chulu ngawatoloka chulu ni Zambia ukumbini ku Congo. It's even worse as far as ukumbini ku Malawi. It's worse for Malawans. That's why they just come in and integrate. And you never know, ever. You can't tell. Number if at least there is even a river. because umuntu ngatoroka kuthi wayiphisha nokuphisha. No, bachisa with that boat they crossed over. Now in Malawi there isn't anything like that. So I'm from Milenge. No, kuya kuku Milenge naliye this time around. Ask the people of Milenge, they'll tell you. Jairos Mwale, I've been trying to talk to you. Please, how can I talk to you? So just send me a direct message. But Jairos, look, sometimes my messages are a lot more than I can handle. So what you do is you persistently continue sending me a message, and then I'll get the message, and then I'll get back to you. On the other hand, I also have my WhatsApp. It's right on my page. So if you're watching from my page, you can see the WhatsApp from there. Edward Kafita, you've done well to register as a voter. Thank you, Edward, and I hope that you've also registered as voters. It's important to register as a voter because, you know what? Power lies with the vote. So thank you for making that effort. And so tomorrow is the last day. Is it today? Okay, I'm getting confused with days here because I've been on the road for a very long time. Today is the 11th, so tomorrow will be the 12th, and tomorrow, Saturday, will be the last day. And so all of you should go and line up and get that card. Go and register as a voter. It's very important. Yeah. Rodam Kandawire. Rodam Kandawire, you are calling for relatives. Eh? I see you when your sister-in-law gave you chimukorwe. Yes, my sister-in-law gave me chimukorwe. A rooster, very important. Chimukorwe. I'm watching you from Kito Town, John Matafwali. Thank you very much. Lubinda Dillon, Muchwani Sha. Muzuire Hande. That's good. But Council, you look so older than me, yet we are age mates. What do you eat? Charles, how do you ask that question? I look so much older. You know, because let me look at you and then I'll tell you whether you're looking older than your age. Maybe you also look older than your age. One day, I don't know why I look older than my age. Even my older brother, the one I went to visit in Milenge, even my older brother looks far much younger actually. And he tells me to get rid of all this beard. He says that it's not a good beard. That's what he tells me. His name is Gaza. His name is Gaza. That is his nickname. But his real name is Chilufya Chimpeda. Chilufya Chimpeda. That's my brother. So he tells me that I have this look that makes me look older than him, you know. So he's a little bit concerned. But anyway, he asked me to shave off, but I don't want to. I want to keep this. So Charles, no. We are not going to do it. Your eyes look swollen. Are you okay, cousin? No, I've been on the plane. So my eyes look swollen. It's because of that. You know, I needed to make this live presentation because I missed you. You see, Richard, I missed you a lot. For 3 weeks, there was no live video. So the sooner I got the opportunity, I had to be live in order for you to know that I am there, even if my eyes are a little swollen, you know, because it was a very long journey. First of all, from here to Zambia, and then the 3 weeks in Zambia was all over the place. So I was exhausted, extremely exhausted. Registered as a voter, visited my siblings at Kasumbalesa, visited Impala, then went to Milenge, then went to Livingston to visit my mother-in-law in Lusaka, and all those places. So I was all over the place, got exhausted, and then flew back to to Alberta. And so today is my second day in quarantine. So I thought, why not? You see? Yeah, that's why the eyes look solid. But we're going to see. Bamunsha, watching you from Siavonga. Yes, thank you. Verity, we want extension for registration. Work schedule can't make it possible tomorrow. Yeah, but where have you been, Verity? You know? Anyway, I think they are going to extend. I'm not sure, but I think, you know, I'm not sure, but I think they're going to extend. They just have to extend, right? So it will be very sad, Verity, if you don't vote. I'm going to be very unhappy. You actually done the important thing, leading by example. That's what leaders and responsible people do. I actually got it today. Great, Hagai, you did very well. Keep it up. Alex Chilala, Bakwetu, you were in Mansa and you couldn't say sure. Yo, I'll say, no, I'll say, but I kept giving hints. No, but you were not looking at the hints I was giving. I was there in Mansa, I was there in Milenge, I was in Samfia. I even posted my marathon thing in Samfia, right? And so I kept giving hints, but you were ignoring the hints. Yeah. Kaumba, but definitely has a better life than yours, Diana Kaumba. Oh, okay. I don't know what you are referring to. Alfred Chisala, I'm not in Zambia, boss. No, where did I ignore you? Alfred Sala. Okay. Wise man, I saw you. I was very happy to see you in Zambia on the road run. You can run. I saw you, made me happy. You made me feel proud, Zambian, just after saw you. Wise man, where did you see me? On the road run? Were you in Zambia? Were you in Zambia? I think I did just 3 road runs in the 3 weeks I was in Zambia. I did the Zambia. Oh wow! I did the Zambia. I did the Tuta Bridge, which is like 2.7 kilometers, just to get my groove back because I was feeling quite unfit to do the 21K. So I did the 2.7 Tuta Road because we went through Tuta to get to Zambia. So I did 2.7, and then I also did the 21 the 21 kilometers marathon. And then I also did a 5K in Livingston. And then I did another 5K, was that 6K in Lusaka. So about 4 runs I did while in Zambia in the 3 weeks. So I'm feeling a little bit unfit. So I have to catch up. During this quarantine, I'll try to catch up, maybe do 5Ks in the house, from one ward to another, just like that until 5K. It's amazing how these things get done. Samuel, you speak sense, sir. Thank you. Chibwem Sonda, we missed you. I'm here now, Nimbwera. I'm watching from Northwestern. Thank you, Hagai. So you are back in Canada. Me counsel. Yes, if I'm back, And the reason why, you see, Vinto Fimo, kuchenjera. Kuchenjera. Nokuba careful. Tekulanda yo at naisa. Pantu, there are 2 kinds of people. The higher level state security people, I have no problems with them. They can collect whatever information they want to collect. I think they already knew that I was in the country. It's okay. They're our security wing. They belong to the people of Zambia, so they can have information. I don't care. No, but the people too. Mark others. So kuba careful. Tabenda vechi mpulwa yo kuipekania. Waipekanya bwino waishwa nalaenda shana. Tevyo fili? Mbuya timihara. Ayin kwenda bwino. Kainge amalia ashitwa imya yengi abimbi. Nomba iwe pa mabimbi kwenda vechi mpulwa. Iyo. Pantu kainga walimya mabimbi. Nangwa bena Zambia balimya mabimbi nayo waiposamo. Kanshi kwendo wachenjela. Tekwenda vechendende iyo. Tekwenda vechendende. But anyway, we did it. Yeah, General, welcome to the cold part of our world. You look darker. Is that your Zambian tan? Yeah, but I look darker. When I visited President Haka in the Hichilema, napa picture. Nishitulekopwa. Na sa munoko wati, yeah, okay, kwa aliko ka darker shade from me. Elo bena walika shikako. So narebe wa president Hichilema. Jebele mumu walika shikako haini. Na contrast ile monika pa picture kwa wati ba Hichilema walika shikako. Nomba ine na difita. No, ugo kufita oku kwa chifiyali luwa. Honorable chipako. Kufita kwa chifiyali luwa. Kufita kwa waushi. Ogo kufita oku. Kanshi has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with the turn from Zambia. If you're not, number honestly, General Chipakupa, sure, kwisala ndeve pakufita. Mulenje bata pari nangu fimbivi wemeko kufita. Anyway, thank you. I'm back to the I'm glad I'm back to the code. Mani Vimke, I don't know what that video is all about. Kindly attend to our WhatsApp messages. Who responds to your WhatsApp messages? Yes, I'll do that, Mwangala Chewe. I'll try to respond as soon as possible, okay? Now that I'm back to my usual routines, I think I'll be able to respond. So you are back in Canada. Yes, I'm back in Canada. I only announced that I was in Zambia when I was already back in Canada for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. Okay. Because you did not tell anyone as for me, I was surprised when I saw you with Chimukolo. Yes, so I just dropped a few hints here and there, and if you knew, then we could have connected, right? I just dropped a few hints, but it was quite interesting in Zambia because the entire, the entire Bakerenka, they were in Zambia with me, so it was quite strange, all right, but we had to go to Zambia and do the road run, one, to promote Luapula, because that's our ancestral home. So, if Honorable Chilangwa is doing a good job promoting Luapula, why not? So I went to Zambia. I had no idea that Vakerenka will be there. I don't think Chilangwa is a Kelenka, because he's a great gentleman. I think he has tried to work very hard. You've never heard of him in all these stories of stealing or anything like that. Great guy. So I had to go to Zambia, but of course there was full of Kelenkas. So it was quite an interesting thing. So the people you are calling Kelenka, and you are there running with them, what do you do? Well, that's just part of life. We were there for Luapula. We were there to highlight Luapula, and I hope that my presence there, having come from Canada, did help highlight Zambia and Luapula. Very, very interesting. And I will be back. Okay, I will be back there. Where exactly is Impala? I'd love to know the place. It's in Chingola. So basically, it's in Chingola. The Impala proper is a really small location where there is Impala market and everything else. So yeah, but because that market is used by all of us in the surrounding areas like Maikulire, Tuatasha, Chabanyama, Maiteneke, Malemba, Chikola, all that area, we use that market. And so that's why I refer to the entire area as Chuempala. In actual fact, the Chuempala proper is pretty just a small part, but everything else is known as Chuempala. Chuempala Catholic Church, Chuempala Clinic, Chuempala Leopards. That was the name of the football team there. That they've now changed to Chingola Leopards and Chuempala market itself, where we still do trade there. Was able to akulira pale pen. My Mayosenge was been a trader, and so that's that's where we have poor picture quality. I think it's poor picture quality. Hey, who else can tell me that that's what they're experiencing? Do we have poor picture quality? Let me try to see. Do we have poor picture quality today? I think so. Maybe it's my home internet that I need to yeah. Maybe it's just the all right. Okay. So I'll try to verify whether the picture quality. Yeah, UPND next. Oh, UPND. Okay. It's very difficult to travel. Yes, yes, indeed. It's extremely difficult. Yeah. So I do sympathize with many of my colleagues in the diaspora who can't travel. It's pretty hard. And of course, most of these Western countries are being hit by a second wave of the coronavirus. And like I mentioned, here in Calgary, we are in the second wave, and we are in a state of emergency, in a state of health emergency, as they are calling it. Chiwemsonda, yes, the video quality is poor tonight. I see the reason. I'm going to work on it. Okay. Timmy H.
Hey, boy,
Where
what's
are
up?
you?
How you doing? I'm on the bus. That's why you see me with the bus, with the mask. I'm on the bus, trying to get home. I got delayed from work.
All right.
You know, self-employed is always a problem. Okay. Yes, how are you?
Yeah, it's always an issue. I'm doing very well. So I was in Zambia. I registered as a voter, but it's tough.
Yes, I want to do that myself, probably in the next extension, by the grace of God, if they will extend. You remember we're on a lockdown here in the UK? We only came out on the 2nd, and I couldn't get a COVID-19 free certificate, so I can't travel at the moment.
Yeah.
Traveling is off limits for most of us that are trying to travel at the moment. That's the reason why I'm unable to make it for registration. However, I am praying if they extend, I'll do it. And also, I want to thank you so much for making it possible for all of us to do it. It's doable. We just need to adjust our timings. It's a busy schedule, but we can do it. I prayed for your safety. I was concerned when I saw you. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, please, please, please. I don't want him to be apprehended.
What is the worst thing they can do? You know, what is the worst thing they can do? Mbuya, what is the worst thing they can do? Bafwa bantu, pashala bantu. Bafwa bantu, pashala bantu. What is the worst thing they can do? No. We are going to continue working extremely hard, Mbuya. We'll do that. Okay? Thanks a lot. Edward Siacheka, following from Uza, thank you. Yeah. So there is this expectation that some people had that I was going to be arrested. No, I've not committed any to be arrested. You see? Yeah. So I have not committed any crime to be arrested, and so I don't expect that. Thank you very much for joining me today. I think we've got to end here. I can see that we are experiencing a lot of technical problems here with video and sometimes with sound, and so we are going to work on improving this here, and see you some other time. I'm in quarantine, so we're going to do a lot more videos because I'm in quarantine. Why not? So we're going to do a little bit more. Yeah. Thank you very Niza. Hello, Munsha Aletoba. Is that PK Chela's song? Niza, I think you listen too much to PK Chela. Bwana ngataripo ashara Aletoba. That's Namsonda song, I think. Yeah. Boafia. Felix Chanda, are you planning to stand as an MP? This is a very big question. Am I planning to stand? But why are you saying MP? Why not say things like councillor? You know, because there were some people, I think when I posted the Milenge picture, they were saying that I'm trying to stand as a councillor in Milenge. That would be exciting. Stand as a councillor in Milenge. My uncle is a councillor in Milenge, Justin Chembo. That's my uncle. He's a councillor in Milenge, and so very hardworking. His older brother, my uncle, Kunda Chibilo, was DC of Milenge until when his contract was not renewed. And so we do have a lot of my relatives in Milenge politics already, and so I do not intend to be a politician in Milenge, but I'm going to support my I'm going to support them. I'm going to campaign for them. They do extremely well. They're good people. It's not everyone in PF. Okay, it's not everyone in PF that's Sekelenka. No, some are very hardworking people like Babululu, and they're extremely hardworking. that are in PF. Very, very hardworking. There is a small section of Bakelen Kabaleiva. That is the problem, you know? Yeah. So am I planning to stand as an MP? Yeah, so that's what happened when I went to Milenge, okay? And then, of course, I was in Impala as well. Wonderful, wonderful place, you know? The roads, they're very well done. One of my cousins, his name is Why Not If Not? That is not his name. Okay, so why not if not? He took me from Impala Market and we drove to his house in Riverside. Within a few minutes, like that, we went to his house, came back. Very wonderful, wonderful road. I think in Chingola that they've really tried to work on the road network in Chingola, because Chingola was pathetic. But of course, we have issues with roads in Kitwe. We have issues of roads in Ndola. We have issues of roads everywhere. Ndola Lusaka road is so bad, extremely bad. Accidents every day because of the bad road network. Okay. So they borrowed a lot of Kaloba and they've not really done a lot of good things with it. You know, they've stolen much of it. So what I found in Zambia was there is a lot of money, but this money is only with President Lungu and his henchmen. They have a lot of cash. The president and his campaigners, they have a lot of cash. But ordinary Zambians, no, they don't. So what happened? How did the president end up with so much cash? How did his close associates end up with so much cash? The government is broke. Ordinary people are struggling a lot. My people, we are struggling a lot. The only person with a lot of cash is the president and his surrounding. He has a slush fund known as Presidential Empowerment Fund. So the questions that we are asking is, shani mweba ome, mwafumia kuisa, ishimpia shomule, you know, ishomule kai kafie, everyone kukaiko, kumwaya, mad donations, yeka. Bowman Lusambo was in Choma at the same time that I was driving from Livingstone to Lusaka. Bowman Lusambo kuchoma okuya mukufolesha MP okufolesha bana market abasanga aleva folesha. The question is, ni kuisa Bowman Lusambo afumishe mpia muri uyu musango? You can't even say that no, it's because of business. Most of the businessmen and women in Zambia, they are struggling. No, Bowman Lusambo ni business in church there ko bataya mukufolesha ale folesha, you know. Ale fokotola pofi afokotola apela. So that is the issue, you know, the fact that the economy has no money, the government is broke, but the politicians, the ruling party and its campaigners, its kelenkas, they are swimming in money. They have a lot of money. That is how an economy cannot respond like that, cannot develop. You can't develop an economy by just having a few people at State House and surrounding areas with money. They have stolen it from the people of Zambia. That's what they've done. All this infrastructure development we are seeing, it's just a way to steal. So they are not building infrastructure. No, infrastructure is just a front. They are stealing and then they are using infrastructure as a front to steal more. You know what will happen? A few years later, they are going to have a lot of money, probably corrupt as many people as possible in order to steal the next year's election. And then what happens? The economy continues to collapse. So there is a contraction. So our economy in Zambia is contracting about 13 points contraction. From 7% growth in GDP to -4. We are now going to have about -4 growth in GDP, drop in GDP this year alone. And it's not because of COVID. Don't let anyone lie to you that it's because of COVID. No, it's because of mismanagement. The Patriotic Front government main objective was to steal from the people of Zambia. Steal, theft, okuiba, obungo. That's their objective. And they have done it excellently. That is why they have all these billions and billions of kwacha all over na kumilenge kwine nako kwine this slush fund yalifika kumilenge. I was there, I saw it. Yalifika slush fund na bakula no tuntu at presidential empowerment fund mweba me. How can it be presidential empowerment fund? Nishikateka ina alef mnyakuisa olo pia. Salary is constitution. Emo ya constitution. Salary yako akateka. Everybody knows about salary yako akateka. Nomba alef mnyakuisa ma thousands and thousands of money. Okula pela ikafi alef mnyakui. Atala the business. Nangwatama well-wishers. Kwa diba? Aini? Batin? Kwa diba? At well-wishers, so well-wishers go. You know, businesses are struggling, everyone is struggling, but there are some well-wishers in Zambia. Abale pera lungu tusaka talama ati ani bamu pera. Ero nombaya muku chitotuntu ama maketia zaleva fole shafi banani uko aleva fole shafi. That is mismanagement of the country. Mulandu, if anything. Government now is short, but you weta ushorted. What kind of nonsense is that? The government is broke. The Zambian government can't pay Kalova of $70 million. But Kateka Nakwata, hundreds of millions of dollars. There is only one explanation, not two explanations. It means that Kateka Nabaka Ampengabakwe Badiba. That is the only explanation. What is the other explanation? If your government is broke, but your president has money, the only logical, it's not even complicated. If the government is broke, but your president, na kwatolu pia, nishikanshi shirempiesha alishabuteko, esho kateka akwete. Epera. How else do we explain it? Afumiyakwi? Munja fuirisheko, balungu, bafumiyakwi sempia. Ama millions of dollars bakwete, bale fumiyakwi? Millions of kwachas bakwete, bale fumiyakwi? Ngabarenda kulema well-wishers abale bapera ni bani? Which well-wishers? Which businessmen in Zambia are giving him so much money? That's the bankrupt Zambia. Bena banonka. That is what is at play. They have bankrupted Zambia completely to its knees. In case you don't know, Zambia is more than just Lusaka. They have bankrupted the country. A lot of suffering among our people. Imiti mufpetala tamuli. Infrastructure balekula. It's a front to steal. That is why there is no medicine. Inema mayo zenge nabalwala. Vaya kuchipatala. Takuli umuti. Nothing. Bunda bwabuteko bwako batichira bushikubulela ndafya tiyo mkwayitulekula mweba ometamulekula iyo muleiba necho mulekulira kubo mfyafyo bukule kona kalino kuli vintu ifikankala ichikankala echo mulechita kwiba. That's why the country is broke, but you are swimming in a lot of money. Anso nensoni tapawa. You know, insoni kaliaka buntu kaliaka nsoni akakweba ati kwena your country cannot be broke. Eloiwe as the leader of a country. Ulechta flash indalama everywhere. There are no medicines in hospitals. There are no beds in hospitals. There are no blankets in hospitals. You can't hire teachers, you can't hire nurses, you can't hire health workers. You can't pay a little interest on the kaloba that you've borrowed. But iwe as kateka na tukampenga tobe utungo tukabwalala a lot of money. Ejo kanshinde ipushako. Patriotic Front cadres, imomwema cadres baba PF. You are my friends. Muri bantu bandi. Ejo ndemi ipushako jakobata. How can you balance me on this? Mundondorwere. How can that be normal? How can that be regarded as normal? Ubuteko nabo pia. What kind of mismanagement is that? Your accusations are childish, my brother. Money for campaigns comes from everywhere, just like in the US. Your arguments are pathetic. Are you talking to me? Doda Simoni. Doda Simoni. So why can't Lungu then tell us where he's getting millions? It's a simple question. Okay. Here is the logic. If you are saying that that President Lungu has access to cash everywhere around the world, here's my question. And Zambia doesn't have access to that? Right? If you are saying that Edgar Lungu has access to money from around the world, from Wellwishes from around the world, doesn't the same logic apply to Zambia as a country? Which one is in a better position to attract money between the country and the person? How can a country be broke and its leader be lavishing in money? You can't tell me that that is happening because he's got well-wishers. Why doesn't Zambia have those well-wishers, the same well-wishers you're talking about? So, Doda Simoni, what you're saying does not make sense. If at all you were answering to me, because sometimes I can't see who is answering who. But if you were answering me, then you are wrong. It cannot be justified where your country, your reserves are zero, but the personal bank account of your president, it's billions of dollars of his collaborators. They are swimming in money. Building a lot of buildings around Lusaka. That's why when you are in Lusaka, you look at all these buildings coming up. Common sense, it tells you a nation that is broke, an economy that is broke, cannot have enough money to be bringing up all these buildings. Who is building them? It's theft. Mismanagement of the poor people's resources. Zambians are not saying that they are not ready to sacrifice. The people of Zambia are willing to sacrifice. They are willing to sacrifice, but they want to see the same kind of sacrifice. You cannot say that your country is broke, while at the same time showing such extravagance as a leader of a country. No. And in fact, the example of using Americans is a very useless example, because the American government, it has the resources. Campaigners, presidential, they are raising funds from everywhere. Quite all right. But the government has those resources. It has some money through taxation and everything else and borrowing. Now we begin using American example to apply to Zambia, that President Lungu has money because he has been able to fundraise from where? Fundraise from where? Where has President Lungu fundraised? Which country has sent him all these monies that is flashing around? Do you understand what has happened in Zambia by the default of paying, is that $43 million? They have basically single-handedly destroyed Zambia's reputation before the world. Absolutely. It's now in junk status. How can we ever say that that's okay? At Filifia Wino, Yom Kwai, Filifia Wino, Iota Fili Wino. Tuikalefi at Yom Kwai, Tuikalefi Tondolo, Tuirandapo, Tafili Wino yo. Kuti chalo chapya shani. Ilyo yuwe weka teka, weule teka chidye chalo, na okwate mpia, niwe chinondo. Olupia oluingi nalo, waingire mu State House, nishwadi pia, nempia tawako ete. Na wewe ya client wobe, wali muibira. Waibira na client. Before tawula mu State House, na umachidi ya waingira mu State House, suddenly, you become richer than the country. At least that is what is happening now. Iwe na ukwata sana olupia olwakobati uleposa Kafue na waipangira na wemwine na ka community related presidential empowerment fund abale kupendera kolupia ni bambi na ukwata kwati kachalo kobe na iwe na ka bank kobe konsioko waya ulefolesha afye ulefokotola pofye wafokotola wapela nokupenda ta ulependa iyo ulefokotola pofye uyuwaisa wafokotola wapela. That is a sign that iyo mkwai tafiweme iyo tafiweme ichalo chafi tachiweme ichalo chiri bankrupt wachista bankrupt ichalo but iwe nawo kwata olupia. What confusion is this? Confusion yeka ati yo tuilanda po tuikarefie ati olulupia lwafuma kwisa ati yo mkwai chirifie katuishifie oko lwafuma olupia katuishifie somewhere ewe kateka londolola olulupia lufumine kwi ati yo mkwai na lwisa fie ati lungu londolola if kofumisha olulupi ututu saka tuandalama tule mona mpanga yonse everywhere otusaka tuandalama presidential empowerment fund fifumine kwi ishindalama shifumine pi ngate kubantu kubalanda mwasenda kubalanda mwasenda mwaso kubalanda ichalo chao naiga ero nomba imwe nomba mule yumfuati yo mkwai mwalisunga po kwi nimwe bakabwalala epera Charles Mwimba bitterness and the bitterness makes one look odd. How Monday Gatwishi. Dota Simon Chimwango le shut up, old man coming to vomit rubbish. Vakulu bashani hapo. Tefe wateke chalo. Uteka kwa try and error kubi. And error Vamwila wesu try and error. Ala na chibipa. Naria imwena ini na menso kulusaka. Ala kulusaka kulembone Kafue kateka impie shingi alevolesha fye nafirwa nashimufulungana nokumfulungani olupia kwete alefokotola pofye afokotola uyo apera alefokotola nomba ichawama ponichisa isho mpia alefokotola ninshitare shitire miti mufipatala na baunza nishtare balipirira kwa ma students ninshi Zambia taikwatire mpia shakulipira kalova bunda bwa infrastructure ama infrastructure development emo bale ibila. It is pathetic. Tefyo bateke chalo yo tefyo bateke chalo Imumwebena lwapula Vito Zakaria. Oh yeah. Mwewa nandi. Imumwewa nandi. Every chitika. Bushemi tepo shiri. Njebeni ba Vito Zakaria. Imit. Shiri kwe. Kufyo batu wewa tiyo imiti ba rishita. Kukulembela prescription atika ishitire weka. Ala mwewa ume. Mwari tuwebela ati mwari shite emiti. Mwari tushitire emiti. Nga finch vile chitika. Atikuya ishita kabiri. Nesha COVID shonse baibira kumo. Kateka nga mwamwe pishati mukatamfyarisa baibire ishimpia sha COVID atiyo. Innocent until proven guilty. Nga chinchite tu batamfishe nicho olya nabo, unwa nabo, no kuiba kuine uiba nabo. Echo tetu batamfishe. Nga kutu watamfishe shani abole iba nabo. Abole liya nabo no kunwa nabo. Every chitika. Bantu ngole teka bwino kutu wamonati anso ngakateka walikwata access to information na kaka jane na pangire mu Zambia Kateka ngalefo kuishibali kwata bwino kuti bamupela report noko naendere nabo namwe kuti bampe kateka ekuteka. You have access to information. Only God does evenga papoko but munshali kuno only God does. But kateka because barakueva also lengira pa airport kateka kokueva na tumfwa ulia naingira noko alea nyuku nefare chitanifi na lero ifa achishita nifi achishita pali achishita mshoprite achishita nefi na bank account yako inatumwa muri utupia ni ututulimo ekuteka niwe kateka kanshi kutuwamona fiefio chirufia chitalu chirufia efu walenda waishiko kuba tapata pali bwino watamfia no manga taule tamfia nishi elo changu papushati yo mkwai fintu vilenda jane weka teka kaidi domba kanshi ubungo muri ubu buteko na buchire chipeshamano ubungo bukabwalala. That is the only thing that is preventing Zambia's development. Na hii predicament yako wasiwafiro kulipire nkongole. It's because of ubungo. Because what happens is corruption. The problem with corruption is that it steals from the poor, first of all, but it also fails to channel resources into the right streams so that the money now can be distributed equally to the country. Olo pia said wakoba twaingira bwino muma channels, monse mumi follow bwino. The money gets redirected to only very few individuals. Eba sango kakwana kalimunomba bena ebuteko kashikula folesha fyoko barefo ayokufolesha. That is what happens. Elo nomba kainga bamibira elo nomba basayisa chiyoto wakupera 100 kwacha nokutotera sana kwana kalimo mwabomba iyo mwebena lwapula ababa mwankolenga bamuletelo lupia mukadie lupia lweno. But you've got to think twice about it. You've got to think twice about it. And as long as we remain as a country, twakula chinji hapo fie mpaka it gets registered in every political leader cover. No, we are not going to tolerate this. Obungo. Obungo. Ati bari kata mu Zambia nga mulanda tikateka nikabwalala mukepushe bakambwiri iyo ba Richard Musonda nemwe tefyo babegatira bakambwiri bosha bari bekata ati pantu bari talungu ati nikabwalala iyo kwena njirando ko icho ndelanda chako bati balungu icho tabareta mfisha chita chirufya kabwalala nicho vanwa nankwe chitaro chirufya valya nankwe chitaro nokwiva kwine veva nankwe echo tabale mutamfisha echo tabamutamfisha chitotela omwina lwapola munande chitotela nicho vanwa nankwe valya nankwe nokwiva kwine veva nankwe echo tebatamfishe bakabwalala muri ubu buteko. That is the reason. Nachimbi if you bakwatiro lulupio lwingi presidential empowerment fund, it's not clean money. Ululupia lwamu bungo lwakwiba. Epela emomula mwana kwati lwakwi lufumine kwi mwebo ulupia lonsi lwalikwata source. What is the source of this presidential empowerment fund? What is the source of these billions of kwachas and dollars that President Lungu has? What is the source? You tell me. You tell me. At source, what is the source of this money? Wellwishes. And this money is from Wellwishes. Wellwishes. Eba pero tutusaga tuandalama. Utwakweba bena na pakama na banonke chipeshamano. Ichalo is broke. Na bapia. And what is the solution for the problems you are talking about? It's simple. The solution is stop stealing. Epela. Kwa liba solution kwipushe mbwange ifwere. What is the solution to stopping stealing? It's to stop stealing. Ala, mwebaome. Tari kule kokwiba. At what is the solution to infrastructure development? Infrastructure development, here kobat mwapanga infrastructure development so that you steal. Kuleka. You understand that? It's as simple as that. Kuleka wonfia infrastructure development as a front to steal, because that's exactly what is happening. Imisebo $2 million per kilometer. Umusebo. $1 million per kilometer. Umusebo. Within a few months, Ivipunda Mumisebo. Ndola Lusaka Road. Check it. Terrible road. How much was spent? I'm a buildings everywhere, but they are building everywhere. I'm a clinic, Samashan Imitita Mudi. You know what is happening? So what is the solution? It is to stop stealing. That is the solution. And the president must stop flashing all this stolen money. It is as simple as that. We challenge him. Tell us where you got all that money, for goodness sake. One source. Okay, tatuleranda muturondurere fionse. Mutuebe fe one source. Kumofe. Vamofe aba mipere kweshe mpia. Nibani. Iyo mkwai. Aba mipere mpia. Na tugeshi ba. Bena Zambia. Museseshen dalama shave na Zambia. Mwasesha. Ero nomba shamichita benefiti mweka. Pakoba during elections nomba. Ero mukale fole shempia. But shave na Zambia. Kamdala, I'm talking to me or you're hearing someone else? Don't be down. He's not just talking. He just came from that as a voter. That's doing something. Yeah. So on this feed, you are going to see there are some Trump supporters that are insulting me. Supporters of President Trump. They are insulting me and everything like that. So you can see them, right? They are writing all sorts of things. You know? Vamunsha, were you a Diondola man? Diondola? Shishive. I don't know. Diondola, I think. Shishive. So you're going to see some Trump supporters. It's like I'm trying to help out Mr. Trump. Number, it's backfiring because these supporters are coming on my wall and say all sorts of things. No, we stand for the rule of law and common sense. Rule of law and common sense about Mr. Trump. But I'll not go into details about Mr. Trump because it's unnecessary at the moment. Yeah. Alex Ambilo, I didn't know that you were cheap like Kwati. Elo mwapa tuka muri UBZ. Weleniko elio talula wumba. Is this person talking to me or answering someone else? Bachambula, are you talking to me? Or you're talking to someone else? Yangu tata uyu muntu chinangwa. Mawe wewo uyu kipuba. Are you talking to me or talking to someone else? Lungile, I'm on a queue right now, State Council in Roma. Elonsha, till I get my voter's card. Please stay on the line. Do that. Oh, Diocese of Undola. Oh, okay. No, but my uncle was a very active member of the Diocese of Undola. Munsha Chibilo. May he so rest in peace. Yeah, he was a very active member of the Ndola Diocese. So let them insult you. You are more comfortable than them. The Trump supporters or these other ones, it's okay. Wonse tulamoneka go different. Kwali baba moneka kako tepa kamoneka kwati kaichi pamenso. echifyaliwa chakwe naife fwe vaiche fwe vakova vati uli mwaiche 42 mwaichai but umlowe moneka kwati kakote nayo ine nichefe wava you can try everything else nomba nga yakutira resali kupange chakova ulomoneka omukote ninji nife fini pantu efe chava for some people. Vamunsha, PF is also to prisoners who are not Zambians. It's terrible. PF is corrupt. Christian saying, I didn't know that you have gone back. Oh yes, I did. I did. My nephew, Nimbwera. Tapeka lilwa Stephen Sikombe and chatting about our country, Zambia. It was an honor, Sikombe Wesu, to meet you. And thank you so much for the chat. That was one of the highlights of my trip, having the ability to chat with you. And so my approach in these things is to try and raise the bar of political leadership. But I know that people like you that are actively working behind the scenes are doing a great job, and I commend you for that. Lokayingitsira muntu netalanta lyakwe nobwite bwakwe imwe na imwe mwaibwata obwite na ine nalibwata obwite to try and bring accountability, particularly from the political leaders, asking for accountability. But we know that you are the real heroes, Vasikombe, so keep it up. Yeah. No, they're not even beneficiaries of the Presidential Empowerment Fund. They're my friends. Patriotic Front supporters, they're my friends. Some, my own family, some are members of the Patriotic Front Party. I only gave you examples, like several people from my own family are supporters of the Patriotic Front. It's not everyone in the Patriotic Front that is bad. The only issue is the president, and he's in they're the ones that are using contracts, building poor infrastructure, and using infrastructure development as a front to steal. Otherwise, Patriotic Front supporters are good people. And my duty is to try and convince them. Yeah. Henry Manza, you have a good drive. The solution is bigger than you are putting it. We need progressive people to get into government and not thieves. Okay. Exactly. So Henry Manza, therefore you throw your name in the ring, okay? Uncle, let some big people, let them listen to Masaka by J-Max. Okay, Masakai. All right. Okay, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. We've got to end our broadcast here. We've already done over an hour. We'll be back again tomorrow because I'm in quarantine this week, so I will be talking to you very often. I'm still working from home because we're under a state of health emergency here in Alberta, so I'll see you sometime. We'll try and improve the quality of the video at the next one, okay? But I have an idea why we are having this issue. Thank you very much. God bless you and God bless our country. As far as Trump is concerned, we can talk about Trump tomorrow. How about that? Or the next time. Thank you.